Congratulations to all of the students and their families who will be recognized tonight for their success as a student leader. My name is Chris Souther, and I am very, very pleased and happy to be here tonight. As Tiffany mentioned, I am a teacher at Seneca Ridge Middle School nearby. I've been there for the last 7 years. Before that, I had 20 years corporate America, including 10 years as a small business owner. Tiffany mentioned the mentoring group that I started there for boys mostly who don't have a male presence at home, and it's been a wonderful, wonderful opportunity for me to mentor to those boys, but also to bring in the Nova students to give a different perspective to those boys who I mentor to, because they really do need to see as much success in their lives as possible. She also mentioned that this November my name will be on the ballot for the Ashburn District Board of School Board, and I'm also excited about that opportunity to have a bigger impact in our county. I've been working with Tiffany and the Student Ambassador and Peer Program for the last 3 years. It's been a wonderful opportunity both for me and for them, but I think we definitely are the winners here. Back in October, when Tiffany asked if I would speak this evening, I have to be honest with you, the first thing I thought to myself was, how come she didn't ask a Redskin player or a Wizards player or a Nationals player? Those are usually the types of people that do these types of events. But then she informed me that it was about success, so I know that would rule them out. I'm not a Redskins fan. So really what I want to talk about tonight is success. Success, this is more than just a word. It's a concept we all strive for in many areas of our lives. At my middle school, success is measured by increasing our SOL scores, also by increasing our annual yearly passing rate or progress AYP. We want to make sure that everything goes well, even down to the students returning from lunch. And our cafeteria is fabulous. That's not a slam on our lunch department. But as much as we think we know about success, it can be hard to define or achieve in the conventional sense of the word. So I'd like to explain it with a brief story. A boy of 12 was fishing with his grandfather on a lake. The boy was excited because he lived 5 hours away and he didn't get to see his grandfather very much. On this fishing trip, the two of them sat in a small motorboat all morning and part of the afternoon. They caught only one fish and lost all of their bait. But while sitting in the boat, the grandfather told the boy stories of long ago, when the world was very different. People treated each other with respect and kindness. He even told the boy stories of his own father and mother that the boy had never heard before. The grandfather had made simple cheese sandwiches for them to eat for lunch, and they joked about how the fish had a better lunch that day than they did. By most accounts, especially if you're a serious fisherman, this was not a successful fishing trip. The results did not live up to their expectations, especially for Grandma, who was planning on a fish dinner that night. But I'm here to tell you that I would not trade all the fish on the planet for those hours alone with my grandfather. The memory of that experience has overshadowed the many successful fishing trips I've had since, and you see, success can best be described by the participants who are actively pursuing it. If you're receiving an award or recognition tonight for your success as a leader, only you know how the results lived up to the expectations. Only you can define how this experience will shape your future. My fishing trip almost 40 years ago helped me define success in my life, and it still does today. The other aspect of success I want to highlight is opportunity. As students, you know your own academic timelines included ups and downs, periods of great activity mixed with periods of lulls, or even periods from school that were completely outside the realm of going to school. I went back to school after 20 years in corporate America so I could fulfill the state's requirement to be a science teacher. I attended Nova at night to get the various credits I needed. Often, I was the oldest person in class. Occasionally, I was the only married person with children in class. And sometimes, I was the only person awake in class, including the professor. The timing of your opportunity can be scheduled, but often it cannot be predicted. Worse, sometimes events are beyond your control and directly affect your success. Here's another illustration. In 1995, my wife Mary and I decided we wanted to follow up on a dream of ours to adopt a child. We had been blessed to have 2 biological children by then, but we wanted to open our home to a child who needed a loving environment. We looked at adopting domestically, but settled on adopting a child from China because we knew there was a huge number of girls available due to China's one-child-only rule. We went through all the paperwork and background checks, home visits by various agencies, and even spent a full day at the Chinese embassy getting all of our paperwork in order. This took 12 months and a good amount of money, but Mary and I were ready to adopt our next child. Now, before I continue, I need to tell you something about my wife and I. We're both originally from New York, just outside New York City.
Yeah.
Well, then you'll know. We are not patient people. You really do not want to be in line with us at the grocery store if you have 17 items and it's a 15-item express lane. There's something to be said about the joke that the fastest recorded time is the time it takes for a stoplight to go from red to green and then the New Yorker in the car behind you to start honking that horn. Anyway, after a full year, we were ready for our opportunity to adopt to begin. China, however, had different plans. We waited another 10 months without hearing a word. No communication, nothing. In that time, my dad had passed away, and our other two children, Jeff and Sammy, would ask us daily when their sibling was coming. Those were hard and confusing times. Some of you can relate. Finally, in September of 1997, the phone rang with the news that a child was available, but we needed to be in China in 2 months if we wanted to adopt her. It was also stated that this was our only opportunity. On November 9th, we were standing in the lobby of a hotel in Hangzhou, China. It was 11 p.m. and we were staring at a tiny 2-year-old girl sleeping in an overstuffed chair. Ultimately, our adoption story was a success, but the opportunity, as it turns out, was even better than we could have imagined. You see, what we didn't know at the time was that our new daughter was not even available in 1996 when we were ready. She had only been in the Chinese system for 4 months when our name came up. And Elizabeth, my beautiful young lady sitting next to me tonight, is our daughter today because of an opportunity that had a different timetable than the one we did. In closing, allow me to tell you how much I'm thankful to the Nova community and for your commitment to becoming today's successful leaders. Our daughter, Sammy, attended Nova in 2007. Her senior year of high school, she needed an alternative to the conventional high school experience. She met students like you who demonstrated what leadership, maturity, and college opportunities would look like. She found receptive professors and helpful classmates who did not judge or stereotype her. I'm very happy to tell you that immediately following tonight's dinner, Elizabeth and I are heading down to Norfolk to see Sammy's graduation from Old Dominion University tomorrow morning at 8:30. She has done what so many of you here tonight have known in your hearts and in your minds. Success in school is hard work, but well worth it. Like you, she defined success in her own terms, and she used her time and the opportunities that were presented to create a path in this world. I could not be more proud of her, and I am thrilled for each one of you. As a teacher, a mentor, a neighbor, and a friend, I say congratulations, and may God bless you. Thank you very much.